about how to stop the anxiety of creating conflict. Have you had that anxiety? Raise your hand. I'm sure if you're taking this workshop, if you signed up for this workshop, it's been something that has worried you or currently worries you. And so you're here because you really want to stop worrying about saying the thing that's going to create conflict. And you want to have a different relationship with speaking up. You want it to feel easy and comfortable. And most importantly, you don't want it to impact your relationships negatively, right? Are we in the right place? Is that where you came to get out of this workshop? I hope so. You can type yes, you can raise your hand. Now, if you're here, you are probably already experiencing discomfort when you speak up, or when you know you want to disagree and you're like, oh, but I better not say that. The easiest way to think if you have a hard time with this or not is by thinking of the last time you went at a restaurant and the waiter came by and asked you, how did you like everything? And you actually hated it, or maybe didn't hate it, but didn't like it. It wasn't up to what they normally do. And you say, it was great, thank you. Why? Because in your head, you're thinking it's the polite thing to do. Why would I tell him I didn't like it? See, I am now of the second team. I would say, it wasn't great. Thanks for asking. I'm glad you asked. Let me tell you exactly how I feel about this meal. But you probably are feeling uneasy about that example that seems so simple. You would probably opt to not say really what you were thinking out of the fear of creating conflict with somebody you likely will not see again. That's how far we can take and extend this fear of messing things up. You probably feel have experienced already some level of anxiety when somebody calls your name and says, hey, what do you think? And you're like, who, me? Why are they asking me? I belong to group coaching myself. I coaches in a group with a lot of women in it. And every time I have to, like, it's my turn to speak, I can feel my heart racing so fast. And I am a public speaker. I am used to speaking in front of very large audiences. I'm about to speak in front of 100 people next month. And I have 2 other events that I'm speaking to in a large group. I do that for a living. I love it. But in certain circumstances, when I deem myself to not be the expert, I struggle finding my courage to speak. So I'm sure that's happened to you, maybe to you to the point that you wouldn't even express simple points of opinion because of this anxiety. As you guys know by now, especially if you've been to my other 2 workshops, but if you're brand new and this is your first workshop, just talking about anxiety is my passion. I want every human on earth to not suffer with anxiety, to have it because it's part of our DNA to keep us safe, but to not be managed and completely minimize and be like almost in a frozen state because of anxiety, paralyzed by anxiety. So all of that to say that you are in the right place. If any of what I just said, you were like, yeah, that's me. Yes, please. Am I talking to myself? Give me signs that yes, that's you. Then you're in the right place. So you're probably here because you really do want, like, sincerely, you want the thought of speaking up or expressing your opinion, even with difficult people, to not be such a stressor for you. And you know what? I'm here to tell you there is an easy, fun, and light way of doing that. And it's all in your hands. You don't even need to just be surrounded by easygoing people. You can actually do it in any scenario. So if so, that this workshop is for you. And in fact, my coaching program is for you. That's what I build you up for, to always speak your truth, to always be authentic, because only then can you actually be the best version of yourself. And so this all comes down to authenticity. And I'll get into it in a moment, but I really wanted to make sure that, spoiler alert, I give that to you right now. Keep that word close to you, authenticity. So over the next hour, what I will promise you is that I will walk you through what you think the problem is, how you're solving that problem, how it's not working. And instead, I'm going to show you what the real problem is, what the real solution is, and how you can begin to take steps as of today. Okay. It is possible. I can tell you from my own personal experience that I now know what it's like to speak up and have that be a feeling of ease and actually comfort, and actually my preferred thing to do over avoiding conflict. So hopefully I'm going to save you a lot of unnecessary mental drama from here on. You will love me. And I will probably save you a lot of unnecessary suffering. Because let's keep it real, not speaking up adds suffering to our emotional well-being, to our mind for sure. So as always, I know this hour is important to you. I have backed it up with information. For those of you who know me, you can roll your eyes and be like, I know you, Olga, but out of the 43 people that have signed up, I don't know how many of you have never heard me talk before. Maybe a friend just pulled you in, like you have to hear this. And so for those of you, let me introduce myself. My name is Olga Lacroix. I am a mindset coach for women, and I help women, honestly, get out of their mental drama. The mental garbage that lives in their mind, I transform that into authenticity. And so today I'm just going to be teaching you on how to change your mindset about speaking your truth. And going from all the what ifs to what actually is, and creating safety within yourself so that you have the ability to utilize your beautiful voice. That's what we're doing today. This is a very important subject to me because as a mindset coach for women, my main goal truly is to empower women to be powerful, to be loving, to be all things that they are capable of doing. And I know firsthand how our mindset can be our first obstacle to being all the great things that we came to this world to be. And so utilizing our voice is such a powerful tool we have every single day just by existing. And when we minimize it out of fear, we minimize our expression and we minimize our impact in the world. Imagine, think of it. I don't want you to minimize your impact, and I don't want you to minimize yourself. So this is a very, very, very